When you're 8 years old, playing with your action figures, you reside in a blissful medium of power fantasy and hyped-up drama, where the good guys are always smashing up and killing the bad guys.
It's you and me, Ben Kenobi.
Then your mum calls you to dinner. You come back later, and everything is reset. Everyone's alive again, and you get to wreck Skeletor and kill Darth Vader all over again. Well, welcome to modern Hollywood, where the same endlessly resetting childhood dynamic pervades screenwriting. The indulgent reverie of childhood play. The child gets to experience the melodrama of characters dying and then resurrect them without explanation or it being relevant, because the rapidly unfolding moment is more important than logic or continuity. Add to this the existential meaninglessness of multiverses where characters have endless iterations, the audience's love for existing legacy characters, and you get the cavalier indifference to actual sacrifice and loss in contemporary content. You remember how the evil Sith Lord Palpatine absolutely, definitely died in Return of the Jedi, where he wailed his way down to an oblivion of bodily destruction, evaporating into a blue gaseous nothingness? Well, screw you, because J.J. Abrams got thrown the hot potato of the rise of Skywalker after the paragon of superciliousness, Rian Johnson, dealt to the franchise the way a kid with attention deficit hyperactive disorder and aggression issues deals to a piñata. And with limited options, and with the aptitude for innovative writing of Jack Torrance in The Shining, JJ just thought, well, I don't know, people remember Palpatine, so let's just go with that, I guess. In Kenobi, the Grand Inquisitor took a shimmering, white-hot, kyber crystal-generated fat one right in the stomach, penetrating through and cauterizing his insides, liver, and lungs, probably at least 2/3 of his spinal column, and causing a catastrophic cessation of blood and oxygen flow. He's gone. Hasta la vista, baby. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, catch you on the flip. He's gone to that great Death Star in the sky. Well, don your black BDSM suit with mouth zip and prepare to submit, because he's back and in remarkable shape. There is one nice twist here, though. Given Reva has just had her intestines turned to sausage, and given the audience has literally just seen one presumed dead character reappear, there is absolutely no prospect whatsoever of Reva surviving this. Well, lick your dominatrix's shiny black boot and prepare to take a good lashing to the exposed buttocks and the rare cutouts at the back of your latex gimp suit, because you're never going to believe this. It's going to take more than grievous bodily harm and a suppurated wound that means she can look through herself to stop Reva from trying to kill the 10-year-old boy, or whatever her motivation ultimately was. At least J.J. Abrams had the integrity to not mess around with Star Trek. He skillfully brought one of the films to a pitch of emotional drama, wrought with pain and enduring consequences, with Captain Kirk dying, all cardiovascular activity ceasing, all brain function electrical impulses being suspended, and there being no way in which any reanimation could be plausible in the accepted boundaries of this franchise. Well, get on your knees for some cause and effect bukkake, because the very next scene, there'll be, some kind of super blood or whatever. It doesn't matter. In 20 seconds, there's going to be some...
Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. Sun doesn't curve, it moves away horizontally.
Ok, adelante con la evidencia.
Flat Earth, yep. Flat Earth, yep. Flat Earth, yep. I'd like to welcome y'all to Flat Earth, yep.
Creo que esto necesitará la ayuda de Superman. Para que tu experimento funcione,
I'm sorry, that's the only word I understood. Superman.
requieres que esté el horizonte así. Es decir, tú estarías visto desde abajo. Pero ¿qué pasa si ponemos a Superman aquí, que es donde normalmente estarías puesto tú? De esta forma, tú estás diciendo que la curvatura ya te está tapando el horizonte. Vamos a ver. Desde la perspectiva de Superman, se va haciendo más pequeño y no desaparece. Y no desaparece. Ahora recordemos que el sol está más arriba y se vería algo así. No te das cuenta, pero tu mismo experimento está confirmando que hay una curvatura. Ciencia.
Flat Earth. Peep the beam and the glare. Okay, now that's crazy.
That's crazy.
They beaming something. Look at that. Straight up frying stuff.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Real or fake? Is NASA preparing for an EMP strike? Check this out.
Probably.
Why does NASA have all these old school cars?
Oh, no.
My thoughts are they're cars without computers in them. All from the 1970s. They're preparing for an EMP
Oh,
blast.
no. Hey, yo, I'm about to go grab me a 72 Chevelle this weekend. For real, I can't go. Because all the cars got computers in them nowadays. Like, all of them. It don't got to be no electric Tesla or something for it to have a computer in it. All these mothers got computers in them, man. And it's like the movie War of the Worlds, you know? They hit that EMP strike and no one can drive anymore except for the one person who knows a little bit about messing with underneath the hood of a car.
So this is actually real and fake. These cars are actually real. They are part of the movie set for the new movie coming out called Project Artemis, featuring Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson as well. Another thing to note, this movie is taking place in the 1960s, which is why these cars are from that time period. So that's what this is. That's why these cars are there. If you don't believe me, check this clip out.
Dad, you're not out here at the Kennedy Space Center. Look at all this vintage iron for being used for the movie. Project Artemis. This is pretty cool. I haven't seen this many old cars in a very long time.
So that's why there were so many vintage cars at NASA. So sometimes everything isn't always a conspiracy, but sometimes it is. See you next time.
Take you down a trip down memory lane real quick with the cars.
Perfect here. There's nobody.
So hold on. We got 2020, right? Leap year, Niners versus Chiefs, Trump versus Biden, Groundhog didn't see his shadow, and we got the big C. Here we are in 2024, another leap year, 49ers versus Chiefs again, Trump versus Biden again, Groundhog didn't see his shadow again. What's going to happen? I ain't ready for whatever that is, man, because when 2020 was just a messed up year. It was trash. I don't want 2024 to be the same thing. If that's what we're doing, if we're repeating everything, this is whack.
I got a bad feeling about you.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about 2024.
People think I'm smart because I speak in a robot voice.
Stephen Hawking.
I fuck my nerves with my ever-expanding cock.
What? Yo. They just told the truth right there. Because didn't he just show up on them planes on the list? The famous list. Wasn't he on there? That's crazy, man.
The people are walking around on something that's absolutely remarkable. I mean, look at that. This is Buffalo, New York, 1901.
1901.
You know, just stunning architecture. And this all has a frequency. You know, we've talked a lot about this with frequency, resonance, fractals, all of these materials, you know, all the copper that was used. Every statue on top of these buildings had copper. Every angel on top of these buildings had copper. You know, and then you start to wonder, well, copper is only 1% of the soil. Where were they getting it all from? So Buffalo, New York, look at that fountain right there, you know, right in the middle. Just, you know, keeping the water intact. And then this is New York, Buffalo, New York, 1901. You know, this was the sustainable buildings that people were, you know, temporarily building. That's what they were telling us.
Temporarily building, y'all. Who would do that? Who in their right mind would build these grand buildings, right? With all of this nice material. It just looks so nice, right? Just to tear it down. It was just for show. We just built it for a little bit to show you guys that, oh, we were the ones that built all of this, even though they didn't build none of it.
You got right there. There's more water. And see how the society who was building these, because I don't believe that, you know, they were horse and wagon time at that time, but the society who was building this, look at how much they cherished water. I mean, there's so much water and fountains and all of this. And then you go to the next one, which you have a Coliseum in Buffalo, New York. You know, a picture I don't think many people have seen, which is interesting. You know, do you have this, and that can be energy.
Is this the World's Fair?
This is the World's Fair, yes.
Yeah.
This is the picture.
They got a whole Coliseum at the World's Fair. Just for show.
Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files, where we react
to the creepiest, craziest, scariest TikToks you shouldn't watch alone.
Hope you're having a good night. If you haven't already, please take a second just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, just to make sure the algorithm knows what's up. So let's get straight to it.
Listen to this scam, you guys. Listen to this scam, and you be the judge of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, we're all being lied to about everything. We're literally all being lied to about everything. But check this out.
Just to give people an idea of how much energy it takes to charge an electric vehicle. I'm at Electrify America. This is a 350 kilowatt station. I'm consuming roughly 137 kilowatts. It'll fluctuate. Sometimes I can go up to the full 50. But to put this into perspective, an average home consumes 1.25 kilowatts per hour. 135 kilowatts per hour, it's like the equivalent of 106 homes on the grid, just this one station. Now, if I was going to get the full 350 kilowatts like these can supply, that would be the equivalent of 280 homes. Now, think about all 6 chargers running at full capacity. That's like 1,080 homes on the grid. Just a little food for thought. It's things people don't realize the amount of energy it takes to fast charge these batteries. It's a huge amount of electricity, and now you understand why the electric companies can't even supply that much power to one spot. It's like, think of 1,600 homes and how much copper and wire that would take to supply that many houses.
So he says so much electricity to power these things, right? But not just electricity, high levels of radiation. You guys hear that?
Off the charts.
That's the radiation meter.
Here to show you guys how much EMF. This thing's just going crazy.
You guys see the symptoms?
So high, you shouldn't even be standing here. But as people charge their car, that radiation cooks the body. That's why they're pushing this. Now, what's interesting is we look around here, and it's just an open parking lot. So there's no towers, but this whole system is all linked up to the towers, and each car is also acting like a tower, emitting harmful.
This right here is literally the definition of out of sight, out of mind. Just because you don't see it, it's out of your mind, so you're not worried about it. All coming back to harm you because, I mean, I guarantee you the elites don't have no electric cars, you know what I'm saying? They're not sitting in no radiation vehicles sitting there for hours upon hours. Have y'all seen how long they take to charge them? Look at that, 8.5 to 11 hours. Look at that, 12 hours, 15 hours. That's crazy, y'all. Sitting there for getting cooked by that. For entertainment purposes only, of course. I see why Tesla and all electric vehicles are going down now. People are finally catching on to the scam, you know, because everything comes to light eventually. Everything that is hidden comes to light. So again, I just thought I'd share this video. So let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. You already know what to do, y'all. Keep up with me and my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level of these topics at hand. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
I think it's crazy that 6 charging stations can light up a whole town. 2, I didn't know those same charging stations was emitting that much radiation. And 3, having to charge your car that long, how much radiation is actually getting on your car that you bring home? And your clothes? Do you sit in the car while I charge? What is, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you know anything about this.
First off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love. Let's roll.
Sensing your joy, your playlist shifts to your favorite song, sending chills up your spine as the music begins to play. You glance at the program running in the background on your computer screen and notice a now familiar sight that appears whenever you're overloaded with pleasure. Your theta brainwave activity decreasing in the temporal regions of your brain. You mentally move the cursor to the left and scroll through your brain data over the past few hours. You can see your stress levels rising as the deadline to finish your memo approached, causing a peak in your beta brainwave activity right before an alert popped up, telling you to take a brain break. Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance. But you can't help fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present. You breathe a sigh of relief when the email she sends you later that day congratulates you on your brain metrics from the past quarter, which have earned you another performance bonus. When you arrive at work the next day, a somber cloud has fallen over the office.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for our national anthem.
Fellas, this is an emergency announcement. Our queen has blocked us on Twitter. And for the record, we did nothing wrong, because after I tweeted the screenshot of this, a lot of you guys out there were asking me, what'd you do? What'd you do? I don't know. So we're just going to go with nothing. It's a sad day for me, you know, being a member of the gaming community and all, when I get blocked by Pokemon on Twitter for no reason. I wonder where I could go to appeal this decision. It's got to be one of her like Discord mods or something. Someone on her stream. Someone get me in touch with someone from Pokey's team because we demand a re-review. It's like the manual review feature on YouTube. We've been demonetized. We've been age restricted, but we want a second look here. I love Pokimane. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to pay my house off early. Alright, I'm forever indebted to you, Pokey, if you're seeing this. Without her, the catalog would be missing some certified hood classics, such as these on your screen right now. No, anyway, the reason I discovered this was because I was doing research for this video topic. If you guys haven't heard, Pokimane is leaving Twitch. Oh no! Anyway, Pokimane leaves Twitch due to a rise in manosphere and red pill bullshit. There is a lot to say about that, just one singular sentence right there, but let's read a little bit before we even get into it. Pokimane announced earlier this week she was leaving Twitch and has taken to her podcast to explain why. In short, her exclusivity deal with the Amazon-owned streaming platform came to an end, and Pokimane decided not to renew the contract. The end of an era, she posted on X, formerly Twitter. Twitch has been my home for a decade, but it's time to say thank you for all the memories and love during my League, Fortnite, and Among Us days. Damn, just real quick, a side note, Among Us was so fucking sick, dude. I miss that so much. What a great time to be playing video games, for real. If you missed it, I'm sorry. Here's where the fuck shit comes in. It means Twitch, a platform derided for its lack of diversity, has just lost one of its most popular and high-profile streamers, and on her podcast series, she detailed her concerns about the platform. What could you possibly think it is, dudes? We've seen her get away with quite a lot. Now, there's a lot of guys on Twitter that'll be like, oh, she gets away with everything. It's like, I don't really think she's gotten away with everything, but there's definitely been some really questionable incidents, even though she has been banned several times, but, you know, she always gets to come back, right? She's got the connects over at Twitch. She doesn't have to go through the same appeals process that, like, you or I would have to go through. I think that's pretty obvious. I can't help but notice how this article says that Twitch is a platform derided for its lack of diversity. Because I can't name you a place that has more they, them, overweight, blued hair, non-binary, you name it, dude. Like, that community is pretty much the entire face of Twitch nowadays. When I look in my recommended, it's pretty much all I see. I know they've been working for years to lift creators like this up. They always call them creators. I don't know how sitting on your ass and playing a fucking video game is creating anything, but that's what they call them. They celebrate it. They embrace it. If there's one thing that should bring some satisfaction to the ACAB Emilys out there in the world, it should be that Twitch has done whatever they can to include everybody on that platform, which is precisely why I don't even fucking stream there anymore, because to say that you stream on Twitch it's just kind of embarrassing to me now. Pokimane firstly noted that Twitch no longer signs exclusivity deals like it used to, meaning she has more room for growth if she no longer streams exclusively on the platform. She is grateful for the contract she has had on Twitch, blah blah, who gives a fuck? Here we go, here's the juicy stuff. Further, she lamented that the male-dominated community, stating Twitch has regressed a lot, especially with the, quote, rise of so much manosphere, red-pilled bullshit. I feel like that stuff has flourished within the male-dominated live streaming sphere. Like who? No, actual question, like who on Twitch is that kind of streamer? What red pill people do we have that stream on Twitch? Aren't they all on Rumble and Kick? Like, dead ass, I cannot name you one single person that is into that style of content that streams on Twitch. In fact, I'm willing to bet actual money that Twitch is the least receptive to that kind of content, dude. No one wants the red pill on Twitch. Like, nobody. The staff doesn't want it. The other streamers don't want it. Twitch is the type of place where if somebody is doing red pill content or whatever, manosphere, whatever you want to call it, someone's doing that and other big streamers catch wind of it, those other big streamers will send their communities after Twitch saying, why are you allowing this on your platform? That's the type of place it is, dude. The crowd that is all about canceling others and cancel culture, whatever you want to call it, they like to call it accountability culture. That's the type of place that is, man. Twitch got no fucking tolerance for red pill or anything spewing against your typical progressive left-leaning narrative. So where is Pokimane going that's so much better than Twitch, who treats her with kid gloves, you may wonder. She's going to YouTube, which I don't even got to point.
Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night. I hope you will enjoy today's video, so let's just get into it.
Okay, so I have a question and I need to know, this is something that I have thought about and never spoke about. Does anybody else find filling up stressful? Like, not even stressful, the pump is hard work. Like, I don't think I am weak. I go to the gym, but filling up is not a relaxing activity. A, it's just stressful, I don't like doing it, but holding that pump, it's the force of it trying to like push your hand back, it's just really like a really non-enjoyable situation. Like, I don't like filling up because it's not like I can just hold the clamp and like relax and like think about things. I'm like fighting against the thing clicking back at me. Does anybody else find this, or am I missing a trick? Like, is there an easier way to fill up your car? Because I hate filling up, and it's difficult.
The struggles of a blonde girl. And it's not like she's weak, but after doing OA for so long, she forgot that you can use your hands for something other than robbing. And yeah, there's a trick, if you can even call it that, to make things easier, but I'll let you discover that on your own.
I think one of the worst possible things that you can ever ask someone are like their hobbies, because I hate it. All of a sudden I'm back in like my second grade classroom and my teacher is like, tell the class about yourself, and I'm like, that's exactly how I feel like I don't know. I like to hit my vape and like lay horizontally in bed a lot and just ponder. I do a lot of pondering.
I'm sure you do in between two videos. Why not tell people this is your hobby? Laying on your bed, filming yourself, and charging men $5 a month for those videos. Oh no, wait, that's not a hobby, that's work. That's a business for you, because I've heard some of you OF girls say you're business women.
Look at this gorgeous young woman. She's absolutely stunning, funny, and a great personality. Oh, thanks, babe. That is so sweet.
Yeah, okay, but now let me read what the comment actually said. From the person with nothing to offer but looks. How sad. No reason to get mad just for that, princess. I'm sure you have something else to offer too. I'm not gonna pay $15 a month to see your other skills, but I'm sure you have some. Especially if you're posting couple videos.
Only my loyal people will do this. I just made an Instagram called Alexa Collins Home. Go follow it. I'm gonna be posting all of my home decor, home design tips. You a real one. Okay, really, but go follow it.
This is actually too funny. On her main Instagram account, she's you can't even call her a bikini model because she's more of a bot model. But still, she has 2.5 million followers. Because considering what she posts, people are really interested in her stories and everything she has to say. But on her other account, she has 114 followers. Those really loyal ones. Because truth be told, with what she posts, no one is that interested in what she has to say. Maybe know your audience, princess, and save yourself the embarrassment.
I get it, not the classiest girly post ever, but honestly, I use this app for fun, and it's about my fun story time.
Are men actually unaware of how we flirt with you? Because I swear, up until today, I thought this. It's the most obvious thing that you could do. Like, I wouldn't look back if I didn't want you to come over here. When they didn't, I was like, oh, they're just not interested. But apparently, my TikTok comments think that they just didn't know the whole time. They're lying, right?
Nope. Sweetie, real talk. What you just did with your face, a man will classify as candid face movements 10 times out of 10 and not give it a second thought. And that's if he was just glancing in your direction. However, if he actually thinks you're pretty, he might analyze your facial expressions. So, the first face you made is an eye roll, which is the opposite of an inviting flirt. It conveys a condescending attitude and a general, ew, don't talk to me vibe. Second face you made kinda looks like you're trying to hold back from laughing, which again, not exactly an inviting flirt. But it really doesn't matter what kind of faces you make, because even if you were to wink at the guy or give more obvious clues, most men will not approach you because they don't want to be labeled creeps, and they definitely don't want to be hashtagged by the also me movement. Which means, if you're interested in a man, you're gonna have to get off your ever-expanding thermal exhaust port, go talk to him, and risk getting this response.
How dare you speak to me?
I'm a feminist, but as a man, how are you sitting on the subway when there are women standing?
Simple. I do it to piss you off.
A generation of young men, and having struggled with myself, totally acknowledge it, so no one...
Have you talked to me?
Oh my god, Molly.
He's thinking.
I've never heard of you before, so, yeah.
That's the answer, because your wife is watching.
It's true, I've never heard of you before.
Charlie, come on, man. Don't tell me you got shook by that. Seriously, let me show you how it's done.
Have you talked to me?
No, because I'm married to Miss Arizona, and videos of low-value women getting ran through don't stir my crotch.
Propaganda tool. Can I say one thing now?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Molly, I have sympathy for you. I do. You're trying to cope with the suppression of your soul. And filming yourself with other men and filming it is not the highest and best use of the talents that God gave you. It's not.
I think that is a talent God gave me.
Well, it's not the highest and best use, and it's not a talent because, as I said, in my belief, that should be saved in a sacred domain. We're not going to agree on that, but I hope you change course. I think you'll be happier and more joyful, and I pray you don't have to suffer too much to realize that.
Well, in my belief, this is my most happy and joyful.
Pathetic. And you know why she feels that way, and a lot of women like her are happy selling their bodies on that website that starts with only? Because for a lot of women, that platform provides two things that most women want the most, which is easy money and attention. And if you think you're gonna get them to give up easy money and attention in favor of virtue, well...
You're gonna have a bad time.
I had a phase in college where I would pretend to be a conservative on Tinder and then exclusively date conservative women. And I know what you're thinking, like, why would you do that to yourself? And the answer is really simple. I would eat a bunch of food and then I would dip it on the bill. And I know, I'm a scumbag. But if y'all heard the things these women said during these dates, you would want to leave too. There's one girl in particular that I didn't ditch though. We'll call her Trashly. So Trashly and I meet on Tinder. We're talking about all the typical conservative talking points about like immigrants and borders and all that good stuff. Now, it's not getting horrible yet, but at some point she mentions, you know what, I'm going to be a doctor soon, like I'm med school. And I'm like amazed, I'm impressed. I'm like, how did you of all people get into med school? And she starts talking about like the changes she wants to make. And I'm like, oh, like what are the changes? She's like, frankly, I don't think immigrants deserve health care. I'm like, that's a wild change to want, but like go off. And then she starts unprompted telling me about how like that's where they have higher mortality rates. And I'm like, girl, I'm brown. Like, do you not see this? I'm like, you're Latina. This doesn't make any sense. But she keeps going off saying increasingly heinous stuff. Now, at some point,
viral attention for sharing her regrets about ditching the idea of marriage and family.
I feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism. I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but like I can do all the same things.
Of course, women now want to become men.
I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking. I kind of want to go back to some of those teachers and coaches and say, what the hell did you mean by that? Because women can't do it all. We can't. I got all these horrible comments from men telling me I had missed my chance and that was a stupid feminist who was focused on myself. I mean, for me, it's definitely started to feel hollow and meaningless. You know, it's taken me to this point in my life to realize that that's not a life that's going to bring you happiness. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be on your deathbed one day and look back and go, I wish I went to more parties. You know, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, like this person I created was someone I loved. And, you know, that's going to be the thing that's meaningful.
Apparently in Korea, there are men that put in "my wife is a feminist" as a reason for divorce. This is not satire, unfortunately. This is happening in real life in South Korea, which I am in complete disbelief about.
Why are you surprised about this? Feminism has lied to you. Men don't want boss B. They don't want strong, independent women. It's not in our nature to want that.
According to a Korean divorce attorney who's on Twitter, she says that multiple men file for divorce, the main reason being that they married because they thought their wife wasn't feminist, but it turns out they were. So they feel betrayed and they file for divorce.
Yeah, exactly like women file for divorce in the USA without giving any reason or stating money because she thought he will be a millionaire and now he's not and she feels betrayed.
I'm dating a broke guy and it really sucks because he has the best personality, hands down. I have so much fun with him, but it's like it's gotten to the point where right now I'm not doing as financially well as I normally do. So in the past, like we have taken trips, but I've paid for the trips, I've paid for the hotel, I've paid for the rental of the car. If we've been to concerts, I've paid for the tickets.
Guys, how much do you want to bet that if she finds another man that has money, it doesn't matter how good of a personality he has, she will leave?
He does what he can when he can, but he doesn't do enough.
Every man that I've ever been with has treated me like a princess. And when they didn't, I looked at them like, what's happening right now?
Sorry guys, I couldn't find the original video because she deleted it.
I don't get it. I know I don't like it. So I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? Anything I asked for, any expectation I had, I was just like, this is how it's always happened for me. So why wouldn't it happen now? Unless you're different from everything that I've ever experienced. And if you're different from everything I've ever experienced, then either you're not a good fit, or I'm obviously too good for you, or I just need to hurry up and get to the next guy who's going to get.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend. Y'all know I'm an event planner and I have a fish farm, and I advertised a Fishing for Love event where singles could come here and fish and have dinner and meet each other in person, not on a dating app. And 5 women RSVP'd yes, and 1 man. And even the one man that did RSVP did it through one of the ladies.
I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
You don't need to be an expert to know that this was a terrible idea from the get-go. Your theme was bad. The name, downright awful. And your plan made about as much sense as a battleship designed completely by a woman. Singles mixers are a complete waste of time, and the only ones who show up to these things are washed up, bitter old hags who are so unlikable that they are incapable of getting a guy out in the wild, so they resort to showing up to these meet and greets as a last-ditch effort to sink their claws into a man, and men know better. Offering singles-themed fishing trips is a lot like telling a kid that there's gonna be free candy at the dentist's office. Will the plan actually work? I don't know, probably for one or two kids whose brains don't properly function, but do you honestly want to meet the kind of person who'd believe that he'd get free candy at the dentist? Well, judging from your age and desperate looks,
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode with iTrack. Big shout out to all my new subscribers, man, and shout out to all the iTrack fam. I appreciate you guys for tapping in once again. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy TikToks and kind of evaluate for ourselves whether these are fact or fake. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button if you're not already a part of the iTrack fam, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Within this tattered teddy bear is not stuffing, but a living, breathing human, a prisoner of a heinous charade. Early 2000s, Savannah. Martha and Eugene Grimes, a couple revered for fostering children and aiding the needy, harbored dark secrets in their sprawling Victorian home. Guests, seeking refuge, were sedated by the Grimes and forcibly stitched into animal costumes, turned into unwilling performers for a perverse entertainment. The Grimes' grotesque charade continued undetected for 18 years, the truth hidden by the couple's veneer of generosity and community spirit. The horrors were unearthed in 2022 when a former foster child, triggered by the game Five Nights at Freddy's, recalled the trauma, leading to a shocking investigation. As the investigation deepened, authorities uncovered a mass grave on the property's outskirts. Amidst the overgrowth, many victims were found, still grotesquely bound within their costume prisons.
Now that whole story is very believable when you look at the two culprits. They look very deranged themselves, like not in their right mind. So yeah, that I believe that for sure. Let me know what you think in the comments though.
Shocking turn of events for a 48-year-old dad who has lost his hands and legs after doing something so many of us do every day.
I got licked by a dog.
That's right. All this from being licked by a dog. Greg Manafel is also braced for more. He's about to lose his nose.
And they told me my nose is mummified too, and it's almost like a frostbite.
Greg's life changed forever when he went to a neighborhood party at a park near his home in Wisconsin.
There was like 5 dogs at the party. They were all swimming in a pond. And I was touching all of them because I love dogs.
Greg's doctors believe he contracted a bacteria from one of the dogs that licked him.
I ended up not washing my hands and rubbing my eye or my face, my mouth somehow.
His own pit bull, Ellie, has been ruled out as the source of the infection because she wasn't at the party, and according to Greg's family, she doesn't lick. Beverly Hills veterinarian Jeffrey Werber says the bacteria that infected Greg is called Capnocytophaga canamorsis. It's found in 75% of dogs, but it's extremely rare for it to infect a human.
This happened to have been a case of a very unusual outcome, very rare. I think that the CDC reported something like 12 cases last year.
One day after the party, Greg started exhibiting signs of sepsis.
He would speak sentences and then it would turn into like gibberish almost. Like it didn't make sense, like he was delirious.
Greg is remarkably upbeat.
I'm just happy to be alive. They did what they did, saved my life.
His grieving wife and son say he's actually helping them through the ordeal.
There's no time for us to feel sorry. I mean, we just got to use what we have to help him.
He didn't survive to lay in bed and cry about it.
So is it okay to have your dog lick you? Dr. Werber says he's licked dozens of times a day.
In my opinion, you can still have your dog lick you, and yes, you will be fine.
Those odds are still too high for me for something like that to happen. I'm good. I'm glad I'm more of an exotic fish type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But I've also heard of like even worms, you know, people being more populated with worms when they get licked by like cats or dogs. So big shout out to all the animal lovers out there.
There's an extremely classified document dealing with religion, and it's about that thick. Period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion?
I want to go back to the religion thing. I want you to say it.
It's so far out.
All right, your objection has been noted.
Okay.
What does it say?
That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us. That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of?
Containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers. And that's how we're mentioned in the documents. That religion was specifically created so we have some rules and regulations for the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
The souls? Meaning?
Well, the souls or the bodies, whatever. That's
meaning like we're containers for souls that they're going to use at some other point.
Right.
And that they had something to do with different prophets and biblical figures.
Yeah.
Now that makes sense because when you pass away, that's why they put your body in a grave in the dirt, but your soul, it just, it leaves your body. So I guess your body is a container for the soul, right? That makes sense.
Once you